Hello, TETV friends. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hi, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's Friday. I'm happy. I'm in the south of France, and I'm stoked. I'm having a good day.
I'm not having a good day, but never mind.
But you're with us now, so you're having a good day. Hi, Chris. Hi, I forgot who commented. Hi, MCLMF, whatever your name is. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this. I don't even know how many Unsung Heroes the shows we've done. 6? This is our 6th. My goodness. Welcome to our 6th Unsung Heroes show on TETV. We're really happy you guys are here. Before we get started, first of all, we want to know where you're watching from. Chris has already said he's watching from Berlin. And we'd like to remind you to
like, subscribe, and all of those things.
Yes, all of those things that you do. Like, subscribe, share.
Matt, we need to get that right. We need to get that right and like practice it and be like, follow, subscribe, smash.
That's the one I forgot was follow. Like, follow, LFSS. Smash. Got to get smash. All right. Chris.
Yo.
Chris, I know you've had a bad day.
Do I need to get the Kelly cannon?
No, don't get the Kelly. Well, get the Kelly cannon. Get the Kelly cannon, because we love the Kelly cannon. Ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead and shoot. Shoot me.
So for those that don't know, this is a new thing. That when Kelly says something overtly Floridian, Kelly producer, come say hi. There we go. When Kelly says something Floridian, then she gets shot with a Kelly cannon. And so far, the monitor is taking the shots. I'll update. So one day when it cracks and I move the camera quickly, it's because I can't see anymore.
Oh my God, you're hilarious. All right.
It'll be fine. You were saying, sorry.
So I was saying, did you have a shower thought for us? Because I need a shower thought.
Oh, we have a shower thought.
Go for it. Tell me.
Well, I was going to say, would you like to mention who our guest is today before we go into the shower thought? Because it might be a good idea.
Hey, you know what? You are on the ball today. Why don't you mention who we've got?
I never prepare this bit because you do it.
All right, we are welcoming Romee Popelier. She is from the Netherlands. And she is a great person, and I will reserve a little special welcome for Romee later on, after the shower thoughts. But we are going to be talking to Romee Popelier, and so there you go. So
I ruined it. Were we supposed to do shower thoughts first?
Well, we didn't really talk about it, but I have something special.
Well, anyway, I've got my one. My one for this week is like. There seems to be like a thing in business where it's a load of people wearing T-shirts answering to a man in a suit. And then there's like the next level where all the men in the suits are answering to a man in the T-shirt. And I'm looking at like the Elon Musk type, and like they're all just slobbed around, sat around, they're all chilled out, they don't care about anything. So I want to know, like, do you have to be super rich to do that, or can you just like fake it till you make it and just sit around and just be like, nah, I don't want to wear a suit. I mean, I'm just bossing it. It's fine. I'll be rich at some point. Or do you actually have to be rich first? And how rich do you have to be? Or do you just have to be in charge or important? Like, what's the?
There is an excellent TED Talk exactly on this subject, where this woman gets up on, she's telling this story. She gets up on stage she has this conference with, I don't know, the Harvard Business Review or something like that. And hey, Marguerite. And she gets up on stage and she wants to, she's giving the same talk twice on 2 different days to 2 different audiences. And she wants to do something different. So she gets up on the first day and dresses up very serious clothing with high heels, conservative, but not like Amish. And you know, she's just there we go.
But not like Amish.
This time. Anyway, so she's very, you know, very professional clothing, in heels, and she gives her speech. She's all she it's a speech that she knows very well and is very at ease. And anyway, and then at the end of her speech, she gives out a survey and says, how much do you trust the speaker? How much do you think that the speaker was at ease? How much do you think the speaker was knowledgeable about the subject? And so on, you know, these questions that she asks the audience. And then she comes back the next day. She wears the same dress with tennis shoes. Okay, same skirt, you know, same like skirt suit with tennis shoes. Same delivery, same speech.
Tennis shoes or tennis shoes?
Tennis shoes, like sneakers.
I didn't know if she had tennis shoes.
10 issues. Oh my God. You are, oh my God. I need a Chris gun. Where's my Chris gun? All right, so, and she gives the same questionnaire. Chris is in a mood. Yeah, Chris is in a mood. And so she gives the same questionnaire and she compares the results. And the results for the second day, wearing tennis shoes. So for her, being totally unprofessional, the audience saw her as more professional, more competent, more knowledgeable, and her delivery was much more impactful, and people remembered a lot more what she said. Tennis shoes. And so I think that people, when they're across from someone that dares break social codes in a professional setting, that it just automatically gives that person a certain power that wouldn't be given otherwise. That's the only
explanation. There's a limit to that, because if I walked onto like an industry presentation wearing assless chaps, like people wouldn't really like that.
No, but okay.
So there's a limit, but then where is the limit?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you take, so in our industry, it's kind of weird because we're all just so much fun and we all love having so much fun. And David, but if you take, it's about the confidence that is exuded when wearing something not expected. Yeah, it's like, exactly, Marguerite, you're right. When I came into this industry, so I came in from the ski area industry, and it's funny because they're always wearing suits and in their trade shows, suits and ties, and they're always really well dressed. And then I come to this, and here's Matt Barton and Paul Kent wearing Hawaiian shirts. And I was like, wow, okay, so this is the way this industry rolls, and it's good. But I think it's a lot about what industry you're in. I mean, I don't know if you're working on Wall Street, if you show up in a t-shirt, whether that will create a sort of, wow, he's showing up in a t-shirt, gotta respect the guy. Or showing up in a t-shirt? Seriously? So I don't know what the limit is, really. I don't know.
Should we ask Romee?
Let's ask Romee. So Romee, this is Romee. Romee is an amazing entrepreneur. custom designing roller coaster layouts. Yes, I'm making a scene. Creates 3D animations for sales proposals and marketing purposes, and does amusement rides consultancy. Let's get ready to Romee!
That was very good. That spoke my dad.
Oh my goodness, I am crazy. So this was our little surprise. I don't know why I was inspired by Romee. Anyway, it's Friday.
It's Saturday, Sunday. What?
Hi, Romee. Welcome to Unsung Heroes.
Hey, Chris and Cynthia, thanks for having me. Very glad to be here on your show.
What do you think about Chris's shower thought?
I guess it's comfortable clothing versus like smart clothing, and I don't care about what's appropriate. It's like how impactful can they be, I guess, and how much do you have to be paid to dress comfortably?
Well, I also prefer comfortable clothing, but yeah, you don't want to see the other half of me right now, so yeah, I can totally agree on Chris.
We've answered no questions, though we've just posed more questions.
What?
So we're just posing more questions. Should we pose some other questions to Romee, shall we? Like, could you please introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, of course. My name is Romee Popelier. I'm 20 years old, living in the Netherlands. And I'm working in this industry for almost 10 years now. Yeah, well, what would you like to know?
So much.
Sorry?
So there's so much. I mean, you design roller coaster layouts. You create 3D animations. You do marketing. You do ride consultancy. I mean, how do you work all of that into one person?
It is hard, but yeah. Well, I always had a dream to do something with ride design. Yeah, roller coaster design, but. Yeah, during studying and finding my way in the industry by visiting IAPA and TDA events, I found out that it is not only roller coaster design what I like. So yeah, that's how I got involved in more than only the design part. Yeah, just doing what I like.
Okay.
We're frantically figuring out who's got the feedback on their microphone in the background.
Yeah,
it can't be Romee. Oh, it is. It can't be Romee. You're wearing headphones, can't be you? Anyway, so how did you get from being interested in rides to actually designing them?
Well, do you know Walt Disney always says it all started with a mouse or something like that? Well, I have something that I have to show you. 1 second, because does that mean it all started with a box of K'NEX? I don't know if you have ever played with K'NEX. Oh, my hair is
many times.
Yeah, well,
I've never got my hair caught in them though. Oh wow!
Well,
jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. When I still was a boy, I always dreamed about having my own rides. But at that time, I was 6 years old. Not at that picture, by the way, but when I first built this small Ferris wheel. So I thought, okay, I'm way too young to do something with real attractions and rides and stuff. So let's build them, with K'NEX and with Lego. So yeah. I started as a theme park fan, as a roller coaster enthusiast. Just how you want to name it. And yeah, from this small Ferris wheel, yeah, it ended up in that big one you see now in the picture over there. That's because very close to my hometown, you have Attractiepark Toverland. That's a theme park in the Netherlands. I've been coming there since I was 8. And I was always fascinated about the rides over there. And yeah, when I
I've got
started
to ask, how long did that model, the big one, take?
the
How
big
long did
one,
that take to build?
14 months.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And how did you and like how does the concept of that come together? Like because like what I'm used to from my side of the engineering side of the industry as well is someone like you gives me a like, this is the design, this is the plan, now go build it. Now I don't get how like you fathom that in your head to start making it, the idea of it, and then out of Connects making it happen. I think that's really cool.
Well, actually, maybe I can turn my camera a little bit because I visited at that time in 2007. I visited the park every week, and then riding the roller coaster like 100 times a day, and then making a lot of pictures and walking around it, and just get the feeling with the track, and seeing how all the bands and supporters are in place. And at the end, because I visited the park every week, so the employees started to recognize me. So, hey, there's that little boy again. There's the little boy again. What is he doing every time? So in the end, I how do you say that? I got in touch with one of the maintenance guys over there, and he handed me over a drawing from Troy. There you go.
Right.
It's still over there. It's a very detailed drawing where you can see all the supports. And I got some extra background information as well about the height and that kind of stuff. So that's how I started to build Troy with Connects.
I just find it fun. And how much did all the Connects cost as well? Because that comes into it. To buy all the like connectors and the blocks to come all together. That must have been like, I suppose that's your first look into the accounting of how much something's going to cost to build, I guess.
Well, I think it was like 10,000 euros.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But in the end, it was my ticket to enter the theme park industry. So it's now worth the 10,000 euros. Oh, 1 second.
So do you still have a massive box of Connect somewhere that is deconstructed, or?
It's all deconstructed, yes, but I still have everything at another room in our house. Yeah, because
I was going to move on unless you have more, because I could talk to you about Connects and building things all day. Here comes trouble.
I'm sorry. It was because of my I don't know, the computer that is at my parents' house wasn't working very well, and that was the thing. So I had to get on my laptop. So I'm back. Hello. I'm sorry. Where were we?
Just talking about how expensive Connects can be, and how long it took Romee to make the massive model we saw just before you disappeared.
Okay, I did see that. That was cool.
That's fine then. Then I was going to move on. I'm just right. Okay, Kelly. Now we're on question 2. Thank you. So, what are some of the challenges that you've had to deal with along the way of getting into the industry, starting designing these rides and getting clients?
Well, I first had to deal with the fact that when I came in the industry in 2011, I started with mechanical engineering, and I got my first job at Attractiepark Toven as a ride operator. So very, very at the low bottom of where you have to start, I think. But the real challenges that I had when I got involved in IAPA and with the ride manufacturers, and when things got more serious, was that a lot of people still thought that I was, well, actually I am, but they still saw me as a roller coaster geek, theme park fan. You can trust fans because they can handle confidential information, and so that was very challenging at the start of my career, because I had to prove that I was not just a regular fan that was only there for the confidential stuff, but for serious stuff and for making steps in the industry.
And I mean, so when you went from this, a young theme park fan hanging out at theme parks, to going into a school that would give you the skills to be able to create rides, what milestones did you go through to reach the point that you are at now? Like what happened? What are the main pivotal moments where you were like, okay, I got my diploma, I work here, and then what brought you, the milestones of your career? What were those?
Well, the big joke is that I still don't have a diploma, but
okay.
Yeah, still working on that. But I think the biggest milestone is when I finished my internship in 2016 with Jeroen Nijpels, JN Entertainment and Leisure Consultancy, because he gave me the opportunity to actually start designing roller coasters. So yeah, that was a very big thing in my career. So yeah,
wow. So Jeroen is a pretty pivotal person for you.
Yeah, he's still like a mentor for me. Yeah,
that's great. It's always good to have. It's funny you use the word mentor. I I belong to a Toastmasters group, and Monday I gave a speech on having my experience in having a mentor, and I had a hard time finding who my mentor was in my life, and it was funny because I've never been in a situation where I had an official mentor, like someone that actually officially was my mentor. And so it took me a while to kind of like figure out who has been a pivotal person in my career. And so I figured it out. And for me, my mentor in this industry was, and still is, Massimiliano Freddi. And so yeah, I wrote my Toastmasters this Monday, so like 5 days ago. I gave my Toastmasters speech on Massimiliano. So anyway,
well, my mentors were my mummy and daddy.
Well, of course they were.
No, in fairness, actually, amongst other people.
Sorry?
I said amongst other people. Like, I mean, obviously, my parents have given me every opportunity and every chance they possibly can because they're my parents. But they've also passed me across to some people that they've worked with that have said, like, we'll either make Chris or we'll break him. And there's two of the people that I count amongst my multiple mentors have unfortunately died like since, but therefore their lessons always stick with me because they're even more so. One of them always said every day's a school day and you always learn something new. And I didn't believe him when I was younger because I was a smart ass, as Chris Lang has already said in the comments. But but there's always something that like it's looking at it slightly differently as I've grown up more and more. I still don't think I'm an adult. But yeah, some of the lessons you learn and some of the mentors along the way never leave.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. Chris, did you want to ask a question?
I mean, I did, but Marguerite's just said in the chat, diplomas are overrated. I tend to agree because I don't have anything. I think I've got, I don't know what it is, some low level something or rather. But
it's
yeah,
true. Yeah,
totally agree on that.
We love having Marguerite getting some opinion in there.
I know. Thank you, Marguerite, for participating. You've got such good insight.
Number 3, we're moving on. Chris is saying so. He's got another question. He wants it. Here we go.
Chris,
what are the most challenging environments you've worked in and why?
I think it's still my first job at Toverland. Maybe you expected something from a very difficult project or something like that, but it's still my first job at Toverland because at that time when I started there, I was still a very shy boy. And yeah, people in the Netherlands, they can be very rude. Because I was working at the Rides, or I still am working at the Rides department, and yeah, you have to follow the rules. So every day I had to tell kids and their parents that their kid was too small to ride, and people in the Netherlands can be very rude then. And yeah, so yeah, sometimes, well, sometimes I had a lot of arguments with some people. Nowadays, I don't care anymore. But yeah, because yeah, it's yeah, just part of the job. But at that time, because I was so shy, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable.
I think that speaks to your passion, though, doesn't it? Really, from being so shy. And then putting yourself in that environment where you're going to have the odd combative conversation with, as you say, parents and, sorry, your kid can't ride, they're too small. That must have been quite a choice to make.
Yeah, well, I had no choice. I had to say, sorry, your kid is too small, it can't ride. Because if I didn't do that and something happens, yeah, I would get a problem with my supervisor.
Yeah,
and,
but
well, yeah,
being shy and setting yourself up in a direct confrontation with the guests. I mean, I'm sure that being an introvert, that having to have that like super contact with people that you don't know, and it's out of your comfort zone, and we all know that's where the magic happens, though.
Exactly. So nowadays I'm very happy that it was that uncomfortable at that time.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to ask a question. Yay! But I do, so to be a little more serious, what do you know now that you wish you had known when you started out, or something that you would have loved to tell yourself back in the day?
Yeah, that everything would be fine, because life is a roller coaster and everything goes like that with ups and downs. I've been always very focused on making career and finding my way in the industry, because I really want to do something with roller coasters, and there are not that many people that can do that. And so my only focus was working on the industry. And in 2014, I got rejected for a study at school. I'm studying in Breda, attractions and theme parks management. This is a special specialization track of leisure management. But at that time, my English level was not good enough, and so they rejected me as the only one that was. You see my English.
But it's not that it's not that you can't be understood at all. Like, I get that there's going to be. I mean, I struggle when, like, my biggest struggle working with languages. I've had two now. One was in Germany, next to a very famous racetrack, in a park there, and a man came running at me saying "Das Beamer is kaput," and I was like, "My car," because I drove a BMW at the time, and in English, BMW is often referred to as a Beamer. And he said, "The Beamer's kaput." I knew kaput's broke, and I thought someone had crashed into my car outside. So I went running out the door to see where my car was, and he's talking about a projector in a different room. So, and he'd come to get me because I was the AV guy. So that, I mean, I get that technical languages get sometimes difficult, but your English is more than good enough.
I know.
To be able to portray a point. I don't understand. They're wrong, I'm right, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, at that time, they said your English is not good enough. So I thought, okay, I'm not gonna make my dream I'm not gonna follow my dream anymore, and I'm not gonna reach my goal in the industry. And yeah, I got very negative about it. But nowadays, I know life goes like goes with ups and downs, and that's why I'm saying everything will be fine.
You know, I think you're at least the second guest to have said that about going
really?
and, you know, speaking to the younger self. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I think it was Justin that said that, and
it was.
Yeah, and I think it's so true, and we can, you know, as when we're young, we just think about, and even when we're not so young, I think we need to remind ourselves that everything's going to be fine, and everything is going to work out, and you know, you just trudge on, you just continue, and then you realize that, you know, what's happening maybe like super, super, super bad, but you get through it, and it's
battle scars. You just end up with
everything
scars.
happens with a reason.
So yes, on the topic then, on the topic,
Okay.
What is the hardest lesson that you've had to learn so far? Because everyone has their own roller coaster.
I really got a big roller coaster because you can see it right here.
Full screen to make it really shy.
Sorry?
Full screen. There you go. We are listening to Romee.
My hardest lesson that I got so far is always listen to yourself. Because like you could see in the picture of the Knex roller coaster, I was born as a boy. Hold on. As a kid, I was always busy with roller coasters and theme parks and study and working at Toverland, and I was not listening to myself, or not working on myself, or well, only career-wise then. So in 2015, a lot of things fell into place because of I got an internship at Jeroen Nijpel's company, and I got a new contract at Toverland. I had to do 2 studies at the same time, which was ridiculous, but I got very happy with everything worked out. But so I thought, okay, now I am the happiest man in the world, but actually I wasn't. And that was also the time that I've found out that I didn't put myself on the first place, and that there was something behind the little shy boy. That's me, who I am now. So that's what, when I found out. Well, actually, I didn't find. I want to say, I found out that I'm transgender, but no, honestly, I came out in 2016, but not immediately as hello, my name is Romee and I am a transgender and I am going to be a woman within a year or something like that. But that was a really big thing.
I mean, you say you're a very shy person, but you're also incredibly brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now I know that, I was very shy because I haven't been myself as a boy. That's the reason that I was shy. And the moment that I came out to my friends and to my colleagues at Toverland and people at school, I immediately got very open to my whole personal situation, because it felt for me like like a big secret that was no longer a secret. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I think it's I think that's the word. It's brave. I remember meeting you, Romee, the first time that I met you, and I didn't know. I was, there. I'll be honest. I didn't know whether you were transitioning. I didn't know whether you. I didn't know whether you were. Oh my God! I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble by saying this, but I will be very honest and say I don't know if you were. I didn't know whether you were an effeminate man or a masculine woman, or whether you were gay, straight, bi, whatever. I mean, I didn't know anything, and I think I remember that we were at a bar at probably EAS, and there was this next gen presentation that was going on, and I think I sat next to you, and I remember you were just so at ease with who you were, whoever that was, because I didn't know what box to put you in. And then I was like, Cynthia, why do you want to put him in a box? So I was having this conversation with myself thinking, but is he a girl? Is he a boy? What is he? Or what is she? And so then I'm yelling at myself saying, why do you absolutely want them to be something like not? And then so I'm just having this argument with myself. And so it was when I finally understood that, I mean, you said you're transitioning. I was like, oh, okay. And then don't put him in the box. Stop it. But I found you so, it was like I've got black hair.
What Ed said.
I think the way you're staring, yes, exactly. I think it has, and you give this example of just so much ease. You make something that I think is extreme, that is potentially difficult. You make it look so easy and natural, and so I'm really curious as to what your experience as a transgender woman is in this specific industry. I mean, do you think it's easier to be in this industry? Is it harder? I mean, I'm sorry, I have a secret barman giving me water. Water. He's giving me water.
Come on.
Wait,
I want
if you pass it, wait,
wine.
if you pass it slowly, if you pass it slowly through the transition there, then we can we can turn water into wine. You need to do it the other way. You need to pass it to me. Wait, it's that way.
Okay.
You need to pass it to me from your eyes out. Wrong way. Pass it to me.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Oh, but mine is red.
There we go. Ah!
Oh, wrong side.
And it could be red. Let's do this again.
Alcoholism. Oh God, we're trying it again. Jesus, I don't know what's
Oh, still the wrong side. Sorry.
Sorry, we're in a really important conversation.
And look, it's a miracle. Red wine. Woo!
So anyway, our industry has a varying thoughts on whether it is or isn't accepting of all backgrounds, thoughts, peoples, cultures, genders, and everything. Back to Cynthia's question.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is it like being a transgender woman in this industry?
Honestly, I could not have picked a better industry. But I have to say, because you were saying that you didn't know in which box I had to fit a few years ago, I was really struggling with what kind of box I would fit, because that's also what they said at the hospital. Because when I was doing my work at Toverland, or when I was designing roller coasters or working at the IAPA shows and dealing with all the manufacturers, I thought I have to be a boy because that's boy stuff. It's bullshit, but that's how it felt at that time. And when I'm with my friends, I also want to be a girl, and I also want to wear dresses and look like them and all that kind of stuff. So I was we're going from the woman's side to the men's side, and and also at the same time in 2018 I moved to a student's house with 90% woman, and that was also the moment that I finally found out that the way of switching from men to women, switching boxes, wasn't the best way for me, and that's when I decided to go for the whole medical transition, because I've always been a little bit afraid of what people in the industry would think, because I'm a guy and I'm doing a technical work and studying mechanical engineering. Very I know it's bullshit, but it feels that's only for men. But
I totally understand that it's really hard to let go of the things that we think.
Yeah.
And we've been taught that nurses are women. It's a woman's job to be a nurse. It's a man's job to be a chef, but it's a woman's job to cook in the house. It's just it's really hard to get rid of is that what we call the biases? Is that, I don't know if that's the right word.
I think there's an element of the toxic masculinity that comes into all of this. And where predominantly my work is working in and around building sites, building attractions, trying to fit projectors into spaces where they shouldn't be put in yet because it's all dusty and whatever. And the whole feel of the site can change just by a woman walking on it. All of the language stops and everything, and it's like, can we not just be a little bit more reasonable? I'm very rude. I'm very rude anyway, but I don't care whether there's a man or a woman stood in front of me, and I don't care whether that's the top boss or the lowest common denominator on the site. I don't care, because everyone should be equal. So it's up to you to get offended, kind of thing. It's just sort of madness. And then because then I'm a white Western man, then it's like, you fit into that category, so you must be like that. And then I go, I'm gay, and then they go, hang on, do you belong here as well? And it's like, it's completely different, but there's a couple of lines of similarity, and I don't understand any of them at all. I'm just like, I don't get it. Why? That's my bit on toxic masculinity. Sorry, it was a tangent.
No, but I think it's relevant, personally. I mean, I don't know. Romee, I mean, do you have anything to add to that? Yeah. It's really hard. Like Kelly was saying,
sidetracked us completely.
I think it's really hard to like tread on water that you don't know what. I mean, like I was worried, am I going to get in trouble for saying what I'm going to say by just pretty much admitting my ignorance about everything. Not everything, but everything in your life and what you were going through, at least. And it's really frustrating when you see something that you don't agree with. Like, I'm a business owner and I live in France, and of course things are changing, and women business owners, there are more and more women business owners in France, but it is still very much a patriarchal society where, the man is, most business owners are men. And, thank God I'm in this time now where more and more women are business owners. But I remember, it being weird, being the only woman in a conference, and just being like, wow, okay, there are not many women in here. And so I'm like you, Chris. I love to just like, there's a saying in French that says, put your foot in the platter. And it's essentially just, being
jump in the deep
crazy
end.
Yeah, I jump into the deep end and do a cannonball and splash as many people as I can.
We have a similar thing there.
Me too. I know.
I get shouted at it a lot, but never mind.
All right, Romee. What kind of? I've been disconnected. Jesus Christ, my connection is really pissing me off.
Well, you're still here. Have you been disconnected?
I know. It's so annoying. But so, Romee, what is a typical day like for you? Oh my goodness.
A typical day.
Wait.
Oh, we need to come. Let's answer that question and come back to Ed's comment, because that was a big old good one.
Yes, exactly. Forget my question. Bring back Ed's comment, because that was education, not cancellation. Everybody is terrified to admit they don't quite understand, but you can only find out if you actually ask the questions and people are willing to have a conversation. I know, but sometimes it's hard to ask questions because you don't know whether you're going to offend or whether the person wants to be open or not. And you don't want to be putting them on the spot.
Yeah, but if you don't ask, you never know. Right?
My God. So, Romee, okay. We're in that bar
just made a valid point, a very, very good point in our little producing chat there. As long as the questions are coming from a place of love and not judgment, then the world is a better place. And I think that supports what Ed's saying.
Yeah, I agree, but it's still kind of like, okay, Romee, you and I are at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and how can I ask you, with all of the love that I have in my heart and no judgment, how can I formulate the question without it being rude? Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Intention to learn, not intention to harm. Thank you, Sarah.
Well,
I know, but there's
I told you that people in the Netherlands are very direct, right?
Yes.
So yeah, like 2 years ago when I first started with hormone therapy, so when people could see that there was something going on with me, kids, especially kids in the Netherlands, they just say what they think and they ask what they think. So I had many times that just small kids came to me and that they were asking me, "Are you a boy or a girl?" So yeah, and I don't care because I'm always saying then, yes, I was born as a boy and the doctor is making a girl of me now.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that's a great answer. I mean, because it's only the truth, but I feel so, I was talking, totally different subject of bias. And I was talking with my friend. We were driving down south of France and we had dinner together with a bunch of his friends, and one of his friends and his grandfather. Grandfather is like 93 years old. White guy, white French guy, 93 years old. And we're having lunch with a bunch of his friends. And one of his friends is from Cape Verde. Okay. So he's a person of color.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting at the table and we're talking about Africa. And his grandfather in this conversation uses the N-word. Yeah. And so as an American, I'm just like horrified. In France, the N-word is not as bad, I guess, culturally. But I'm just like flabbergasted that he's saying this at the table with my friend that's a person of color, and I'm debating whether to get up and say, "God damn it, no way, man, you can't say this," and then not saying anything and letting it slide under silence. And
no, things should never slide in silence. I'm always that person that screams about it. And like a lot of things make me very uncomfortable because I was like brought up to be polite. My parents have always like encouraged me to be a kind, polite person, and asking questions of color, culture, gender and sexuality aren't necessarily polite things to do. So it's not like he's just passed me a glass of wine as well. It's not about necessarily asking the question. I think some people are inquisitive and they just want to know more. I'm one of those people. I always want to know more about someone, and if I've letterboxed them or pigeonholed them, as we say, and I put them in their box in my brain is a bit weird as well, just saying. But like if I put someone somewhere and then they say something that doesn't conform to where I put them, I find that fascinating, and I want to know why my assumption is incorrect, but I don't want to be rude and ask the question because I want to be polite like I was taught to be. So I end up sitting there and then all of a sudden just blurting out something inappropriate because I have to know. It's gone over in my head 300 times and I can't cope anymore. So, I mean, there's many schools of thought, and even in the comments, we're getting different things and different ideas.
Yeah, like, I mean, Marguerite asks, why do you need to know? This is exactly why I didn't ask Romee the question, because I decided that I didn't need to know. And so I was like, okay, I don't need to put anyone in a box. I don't need to stick a sticker unless it's, the TEA. This is my first time. Because I love sticking stickers.
We've covered that before.
I love sticking stickers on. But it's just I didn't need to know. So yeah, I didn't. I don't have my computer here with all of my little stickers from Epcot. Anyway, it's just something that you don't. I don't want to be dismissive, and then I don't want to be prying. It's so hard to find that balance of, and okay, what was it? I think it's This Is Us. There was someone that said, "I don't see color," and then the person of color said, "Well, then you don't see me." And so I don't want to be dismissive of who you are doesn't exist for me because I'm just ignoring it or not making it a point to notify it. I just think it's really it's complicated for me to know where the balance is, I guess. But I mean, I with you, I just was like, okay, just like Marguerite said, I don't need to know, and I'll figure it out later. And I did, and it's fine, and whatever. But anyway, I'm
here to break the cliches.
That's
and we
good.
love it.
And we love it. Exactly. It's so this month is Women's History Month, and that I called you up. I went out and got you because I really wanted you to be here to talk on during Women's History Month because I think it's super important. I just think it's super important, and I'm so happy that you accepted to come during this month to talk about your journey and your life and what it's like for you to be a woman. So thank you for coming here. I mean, the show's not done yet, but thank you. I just want to say thank you before I forget.
we haven't coerced this conversation out of Romee as well. We discussed this, didn't we, all beforehand to make sure that we weren't doing exactly what my brain would always want to do and ask really inappropriate questions on a really public platform. So
yes, we did agree with you before.
We've had discussions and had our usual planning meeting, which is usually over another glass of wine. And now I don't know where we are in our plans or what we're doing, so I'm just going to put Kelly on the spot and pick one at random and see what happens. Oh, she's done it for me.
We love doing that to Kelly.
So what are some things that excite you about starting a new project? Is that from scratch, just figuring out, like, do you think about, like, how many, is it as blunt as how many loops do I want to put in? How many corkscrews do I want to put in? Or is it more about, like, where the story's coming from and then what's appropriate for that?
Well, when people outside of this industry are asking me what I'm doing, I always saying them, I just playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, but then in real life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes total sense.
But the most exciting thing about starting a project is, I think, when I hear the name of the park. I already thinking about going to the opening with my friends and all that kind of stuff. But then 2 weeks later, I hear that the project is cancelled, by the way. But and sometimes I can start from scratch, but I got also projects to do where they already have made their own layout, which I only have to finalize. So yeah, everything. There's not just one standard way of doing it.
And do you have a dream project that you would love to do?
Yeah, definitely. I would really, really, really love to design a roller coaster for my home park, Toverland, someday when I'm gonna do some investments again. Yeah, because that is only a 15-minute drive to my own roller coaster.
Yes, that's in your backyard. Okay. And what would you call the roller coaster? And how many corkscrews and loops? And what would it be like your dream roller coaster?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, at least because of course I like roller coasters, but I also like a good portion of good theming. So it has to be a ride with a combination of that. Storytelling on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
In a themed world. But it can be a ride with no, it has to be a ride with inversions. Inversions, definitely. Yeah. But yeah. Actually, I don't know.
Cool.
See, mine is the Hulk in Islands of Adventure, but also like another 2 minutes of it. Because like the Hulk roller coaster in Islands of Adventure, that is like my dream roller coaster, but it's too short. I feel like you're on that for it's like a minute and a half, and I'm like, I want to be on that, having my guts ripped out of me for about 10 minutes. Because my favorite roller coasters are always the ones that you come off of, and you like. I do the Hulk, what I've called on expert mode. So you have to have 2 pints of beer and 2 hot dogs, and then go do the Hulk.
How do you call that? The
expert mode. So if you can keep it down, and you can. And I've seen some people. I've been there with some people, and it's not gone so well for them. But I come off giggling because I know they're going to be sick. I think it's funny. I would like it to be a longer roller coaster, so it's more of a challenge for me to keep my internals internal. And there's something about being shot up straight into a corkscrew that is like the coolest thing. Because there's like that ride mechanism. What do you call it? I don't know. The really fast accelerating ride mechanism that you do like 0 to whatever in 2-ish seconds, and then hitting a corkscrew straight away. That sorts the men from the boys straight away.
And that's something you like. And then,
sorry, my watch started talking.
Oh.
Yes, that's something Chris likes. Chris
likes
live on the edge.
Yeah, make it hurt for a laugh. My family won't go on Mission Space in Epcot. You know that the space simulator. They won't do it.
But you
Did we do that together?
You can choose hard or easy, right? Or is it...
Yeah, they won't do either of them. Yeah, I choose the hard one every time that I do it, because they don't believe me that it's not as bad as it used to be. Because we went there as a family for the first year that it opened, and even I was very ill coming off of it. I did not throw up. I did not puke. But I came off of that and I was very much worse for wear. And the whole family went, never again. And each year I persuade someone to go do it with me.
I think we did that last time. I think we did that together, you and I.
Yeah. Not this year. The last time we were there, it was you that I persuaded to go with me.
Yes, Kelly, thank you. It's a launch coaster.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
So we're going back now to Hulk. Should we skip forward to another question?
Let us.
Right, so, Romee, if you could change something about this industry, our industry that we're all in, what would it be? Or what do you think our industry lacks the most?
I would say I want to see more women in the industry, but at the same time, because if you have if you had asked me this question 3 years ago, I would say yes, more women. And now I will also say more women, but I think we're on the right track. Yeah. What can I say about that?
Well,
I'm already breaking the cliches.
you're already. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You're already what?
Breaking the cliches.
Yes, you are. Well, I'm getting my wine filled.
And
I have my own four-legged man. He's crawling into my office to not be seen.
Water is not unsung hero juice.
No, water is not unsung hero. So, Romee, we are moving into our fun questions.
Okay.
And our first fun question is a new one, but I think it's going to be on every single one of our shows from now on. But what is your favorite mixed and specialty drink? Thank you, Anthony. What is your favorite mixed or specialty drink?
That's the Black Mamba in Hotel Matamba from Fantasyland.
The Black Mamba from Fantasyland?
Don't ask me what is in that cocktail, but it was back in 2016. We had a TA event in Fantasyland when Klugheim opened. And in the evening, we were all gathering in the cocktail bar from the hotel, and we were all drinking cocktails. And they had a lot of cocktails with names from their rides. And honestly, I think I need 1 or 2 wines and I'm out. So I think that was one of my first experiences with having cocktails, because actually I had to learn drink alcohol from Jeroen Nijpels during my internship.
Jerome, you bad influence. We said that he was a pivotal person in your life, but okay, he started to get you drinking. Is this it? All right. Okay, Jerome, good job.
This.
Well, I do say.
What would be the unsung hero, though, Cynthia? That's what I want to know. We need to discuss this and present it at our next episode. What would be the unsung hero, and what would be in it?
Oh,
I feel like it'd be a Long Island iced tea based nightmare.
Oh, that would be fun. Oh, let's develop that. Yes, Patrick, you had this was your comment a while ago. So this was your I'm giving to Caesar what goes to Caesar. It was your idea about that specialty drink, and I totally agree. Kelly says a TGV. But I think we should call it an unsung hero. 2 rounds on the hole. No. I do not do roller coasters.
Ed, Bible, I'll do that with you.
Yes, I like wine.
4 wines and 2 goes on the Hulk. I'll do that any IAPA. Name the day and I'll join you.
Oh my God, craziness.
Cynthia's coming too. She doesn't know yet, but she's coming.
No, honey, I don't fit into roller coasters because I have a body and I have boobs. And if it's an over-the-shoulder thing, okay, it just doesn't fit.
An over-the-shoulder boulder holder?
Yes, that's a bra, honey. The over-the-shoulder boulder holder is called a bra. See, it's like this thing here. And yes, I have a certain, how shall I say this? Volume, and it does not fit into roller coasters. So I love roller coasters. I would love an XXL roller coaster just for people like me, but there are none. Even in the US.
I have been on the Ferrari, what's it called? The something Rossa in Abu Dhabi with an exceptionally large gentleman. Aforementioned has since unfortunately died, unrelated. But he literally sat in there and goes, "I don't fit. You're going to have to stamp on it." And the ride operator literally took a run up and kicked the lap belt, and it clicked once, and he went, "Right, good to go." And they're like, "Okay." So they had him that was too large for the ride and me that was too tall for the ride. And I noticed the brake beam sensor that was like to check people's height. And if you stood through that, you weren't allowed on the ride. So I just very conveniently sat on the rail and slid myself underneath it through the queue. But yeah, so we both illegally went on the ride and we both survived. It was lovely.
I did that once. I got onto a ride, and the ride operators had to like get two of them. They were like, "Okay, you gotta get on the kitty." And I tell you, when you go upside down on that thing, and they had to be two to close the safety bar over your shoulder, you're not having a good time on that ride, because I was so worried that it was going to pop open. And I know that like I know that it can't, because I trust the mechanics behind it, but it's just so stressful that I just don't do it anymore.
Kelly said a similar thing, that she almost blacked out being squished into a seat on the Rip Ride Rocket. I have it the opposite direction though, because where my shoulders are higher than the actual restraints go, where it usually sort of it has that you get in and it does that over the top of you. So I do it to there and put my shoulder in the top corner of it, and then lock myself in with my back, and then I can sit back and breathe if I want to, or I can lean into it. But I've got so much freedom inside of that thing that, like, if my arse slipped out, I'd be gone. That's why I like the ones with the lap belt on them. That, or I just sort of click it an extra one and then hold on. But that's part of the excitement of a roller coaster for me. It's like, really? Am I gonna die?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Chris is crazy. He's crazy.
No. That's part of the fun. I like
my first roller coaster as an adult was 5 years ago. I actually got on Facebook the souvenir that came back up. It was at my first TEA event 5 years ago at Europa Park, and I went on Blue Fire or Blue Ice. I can't remember.
Blue Fire.
And that was my first roller coaster since I was like 16. I was so stressed out. But I went on, I got in, and I survived it, and I loved it. And I would love to go on more roller coasters. I mean, I just think they're so cool, but I get so fucking stressed out because, you know, I'll go on what's really cool now is that they have, like at Universal Studios, they have the test chairs that you can try before you wait in line.
Everywhere. There should be a rule on every single roller coaster anywhere in the world that there's a test seat outside so you can see if you're comfortable in the seat. I have the height problem. Cynthia has a different problem. There are also people that don't like being enclosed if they're slightly shorter. They don't like being enclosed in between and not being able to see.
Exactly.
There's so many things that can be dealt with just by having that test seat outside.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you don't have to wait in line and, you know, wait to find out that, oh shit, you know, you waited an hour in line for nothing. and that's
Yeah, I've seen so many awkward situations. I've worked at summer in Hershey Park in the US. So yeah, we had sometimes we had to squeeze people in because they really wanted to go on a ride, but yeah, at the same time, it feels always a little bit awkward of hanging with 4 people for my size. So yeah, 4 people on a restraint to get somebody in, and then even don't have a comfortable ride.
Yeah, I mean it's and you know Kelly said it's so embarrassing to actually do it in front of everyone. You're testing that, and even when you're in the car and you've got 3 people trying to slam you in, it's also so embarrassing. It's just.
I have been with someone that was literally taken off the ride for that reason, and that ruined my experience as well. Because you go through all of the pre-show, you get involved in the story, you've had your chats that you're going through. It's like, yeah, now it's I'll go, and you get excited together. And then when that other person or a member of your group is taken away from you to enjoy the ride, you then it's ripped away. You go on the ride, they don't get to, and then we go through it and come out the other side and go through the exit. And it's like, well, we were missing someone. I didn't enjoy that as much. And now I feel even more awkward talking about it because that person wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's like really frustrating. They should have like, you know what? That would be really cool to develop is like, if they have handicapped cars on roller coasters, to have like an XXL seat just for,
I wouldn't call it an XXL seat. I mean, Universal have the IP. They can literally call anything in that park Hagrid mode because that's big or tall. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
Experience the ride in Hagrid mode.
I would definitely ride everything in Hagrid mode.
Because I don't like this XXL, XL, XXXXL. Yeah. I don't like any of that.
Yeah, it doesn't negative growth.
At the same time, I do have an issue when on an aircraft. I have to say I have an issue on an aircraft where someone 3 times my weight gets the same baggage allowance. That bothers me.
Yeah.
It's just on a plane. Anywhere else is fine. And I don't consider, like, I'm talking about the people that can't stand up. Like, that's the bit that bothers me. I can quite happily sit next to. I have sat next to you on a plane, actually, Cynthia. I think
you have.
Yeah,
yes.
That's so no problem. I don't like it when it's like the person that takes 3 seats and can't stand up and they require a forklift truck to get them to the plane. And it's like, why are you here? Please don't go home. Put down the fork, maybe. I don't know. I'm getting offensive, sorry. Oops. Oh, even Kelly's telling me off. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
So yeah. Anyway, fun questions. Fun questions.
No, it's Romee. We've got because we're unsung heroes here. Except I'm not a hero today. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh my god.
Make Hagrid rides.
I started off so well.
Then my superpower would be that I should have all the knowledge to do everything by myself, I think.
That's such an awesome answer. Knowledge.
To have all of the knowledge to be able to do everything yourself?
Yeah, but then focused on our industry, right?
I like
Yeah.
the themed experience guru, like the person that's the font of all knowledge, the oracle.
Yes, the Romee all-knowing Popelier. Wonderful. Unsung villain. Yes, Chris, you are the unsung villain tonight. Thank you, David. Oh, goodness. All right. It's true. So, Margaret, I read Marguerite's comment earlier. It's true that I love the pre-shows. And I love, like, waiting in line with my friends is totally not an issue. And I think that's less embarrassing than sitting on the ride and having them pushed down and then saying, yeah, no, you're too big to be on this ride. But anyway, we're talking about something else now. So, all right. Okay.
Sorry.
Romee, if you had to be on a TV show for a month, what show would you pick? And what character would you play?
God. Oh my God. TV show. Who makes those questions?
Hi.
Chris and I did at the beginning.
It's us.
Well, then I would say at any talk show, and then I want to be the presenter because then you have the how do you say that? The direction of the host of how the show goes.
Yeah. So how are we doing? Is the direction that we're giving is it good? Because
let's all be honest. Like, we've gone into meltdown since Chris turned up.
No, we haven't. We haven't gone. Listen, we've gone into meltdown. I think every single show we've no. Exactly. Thank you, Kelly. This is going to become our motto for the show. Ne change rien. Don't change anything. Exactly.
Romee, if you were to ride into battle on an animal, what would it be?
So what? Oh, what type of animal would it be? I think definitely a bird or something like that, but not like the quiet, nice and friendly birds. But like an eagle, a bird that can fight back if it wants, but also can always fly away if it wants to.
You can totally say an eagle from the Lord of the Rings. One of those huge eagles that's real badass.
Yeah.
A badass eagle. That is the answer.
Badass eagle.
There we go.
I'll fly in with one of the dragons from Game of Thrones. I've decided that would be my animal. You okay with that, Chris? Is that?
Yeah, I can't argue. I mean, you need to name one of them before I say that that's okay.
I'm not a Game of Thrones geek like that to know the dragons' names.
I mean, they're characters.
I don't. Oh my God! I don't even know the name of the blonde chick. She's the blonde chick.
Tits McGee.
I just, I surf over the series that I watch. I just like, I'm half comatose when I watch TV. It's the way I rumble. Are you ready to rumble? Sorry.
I won't. I was going to go full like Mach 5 then.
Please don't. All right, Romee, next fun question. If you were on the game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you could have anyone on the planet as your phone a friend, who would you pick? Anyone on the planet, whether you know them or you don't, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Anyone.
Oh my god. I think still just very cliche, my best friend that I have over here. Yeah, because she's always picking up the phone. That's also a big thing. Because I have a lot of friends that won't pick up the phone. Yeah. Just my best friend, because she's always there for me and always supports me with my private life and my career life, and yeah. I think she's the best one for advice when I'm in a show. To answer that question for $1 million.
All right. Well, cool. We should get to know your friend then, hey?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes. Next question, Chris.
I have a hypothetical question for you. Does that word translate? Does hypothetical translate?
Yes. It should be fun. You just go ahead and ask it. I'm sure she'll understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to know, like, how much money would you have to be paid to wear a puppet of yourself on your hand for a year? And I have some rules. The puppet must say one thing in every conversation that you have. The puppet must have a different voice to you. It must be on your hand at all times. You can't cover it up. You can't tell anyone what you're doing, and neither can the puppet. But how much money would you have to be paid to wear a Romee puppet on your hand for a year?
Chris, what do you smoke during the day?
I smoke like literally cigarettes. I don't smoke anything wrong. I've told you there's an English TV show and an English comedian that I rip all of these hypotheticals from, because I think he's the most weird genius on the planet.
Amazing. All right, Romee, we gave you 20 seconds to think about that.
10 million.
10 million.
Yeah, I don't know, because if I have to wear with a puppet, nobody will take me serious. Euros, of course. Yeah.
They're worth the same now anyway, aren't they? Or is pounds less than euros now? Who knows? Brexit, mate.
Yeah. But yeah.
10 million. Wow. Right, that was a quick answer. I like it. It was good. I'd do it for £5 because I think it'd be hilarious. And then there's two of my opinion in the same meeting. I could be like, I could have my puppet and she'd be like, £5, and I'd be like, well, there's two of us with the same opinion here. And I'm like, yes, Chris, you're so clever. Oh, aren't you amazing? I just don't know why. I don't know where that accent came from or what it was.
I don't know either. I'll give you £5 to do that for a year.
I need a puppet though. I need a puppet of myself.
I'll make you a puppet. Next time I see you, honey, I'm coming with a puppet. Yes. Sarah is saying we can get crafty.
Yeah, yes, I'll do it.
Do you remember my Christmas sweater?
I do remember the Christmas sweater, and I know exactly which one you mean. I love it.
Yes. So we can get crafty. I can do a vomiting and a diuretic reindeer. Yes. So I can do a Chris puppet. I will be doing that.
I like it.
Oh, God. Yes.
It's going to feature at every event that I turn up at least.
You missed
I'll
that.
even send you some around the world shots.
Oh my God. All right, Romee, the second to last fun question, because Chris always ends the fun questions.
I have to finish.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Romee, if you were to choose, if you had to choose, I'm sorry, Kelly, this is not on the list. If you had to choose to be either deaf or blind, what would you choose?
Deaf. Then I want to be deaf.
Deaf.
Yeah, because if you would be blind, I couldn't. Yeah, of course I could see everything, but then there are so many things that I could not do anymore, like doing my work as roller coaster designer. Because when I'm here working on my PC, I don't need to listen to how the roller coaster will sound like. And same goes for, I really like driving in my car. Yeah, I think life is way more difficult when you can't see than when you can hear. That's what I think.
I don't know the answer to that question. I am incapable.
My
I
answer
really
to
like
that is kill me now.
I really like the comments from Kelly.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't be able to hear the rude Dutch that way if you were deaf. That's true. It's definitely true. All right, Chris.
Sweet.
The last
So, Romee, we have our final question every time. Is which, basically it's which hat. So you have to wear the hat for the rest of your life, and you can't explain why you're wearing the hat to anyone or for what reason. So you need to pick the big hat or the little hat, and these are the hats.
Then I would go for the small one. Yeah. Because I can easily do something with my hair, like doing this, and then you won't see that anymore.
Right. Now I need to put a covering statement there and add rules to it and say you can't cover the hat. You can't. Oh no, that is actually one of the ones that he does as well. He says you can't cover the little hat with a medium hat or a large hat. You can only wear the one hat. You can also not wear the Romee rule is coming into the hat questions from now on. I'm going to need to write all of this out.
Love it.
Romee
love
beat
it.
the system. I will accept that I have been beaten. And thank you for your smart assery.
Wonderful. Hey, Romee, we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for being a guest. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Really, I did.
And before we go further than that, Cynthia, Romee, where can we find you? What's your website? How do we get hold of you? How do we like, follow, subscribe, and smash our channel and yours?
My channels are Romee Popelier and also my own company, rprides.com. So, how do you say that? Like, comment, share, whatever you want.
I'm sure
that's
we'll
where you can
manage to
find
get something on the TETV blog, because we need to start doing that, because there's the wonderful TETV blog that is going up on the website. And here at Unsung Heroes, we've been a little bit lax in remembering that exists. So, so we've got, Kelly, can you put up rprides.com? After the band is gone.
You can reach Romee Popelier. I'm not getting your last name. I'm so sorry. Romee Popelier. Is that it?
Popelier.
rprides.com. And
I won't be that British guy that can't say it. I mean, I can't even pronounce your name, so I'm sorry.
Romee. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll go. Yeah. That's good enough. She's happy. Sweet.
It was wonderful to have you join us in 2 weeks for our 7th Seventh
Yeah.
show. And thank you so much, Romee, for being on the show. Like, follow, share, subscribe, smash. Thanks again, Romee, for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, or day, wherever you are in the world. And take care. Thank you for following. Bye.
Go hug a hero.
Don't forget to go hug a hero. I always forget that. Bye, everybody.